Saturday night, Woodbine Mohawk Park has a huge 13-race card with over $2.3 million in purses up for grabs. The headliner rolls in race 11, the 2025 Pepsi North American Cup, which has a $1 million purse and features some of the best 3-year-old pacers in North America. Here's the field in post position order with drivers and trainers. The 1, Fast Choice, 20-1 in the morning line. Scott Zeron for Jared Bako. Finished fourth to a game winner, kept him optimistic in the first elim. Stayed inside and raced fourth most of the way around and came a good third. Did have trouble shaking loose down the lane. Loses Bartlett, but Scott Zeron knows how to skim the rail and win big races, and the price will be a juicy one. The 2, Dandy Ideal, 12-1 in the morning line. Jason Bartlett for Hunter Oaks. Race gamely to come a close third to Lou Print in the third elimination. Got jammed up with a 15-1 shot, making history on the backside, and ended up pulling to go first over. Didn't quit down the lane and came a close third. Jason Bartlett sticks, and off the last effort, shouldn't be dismissed. The 3, Joel and the Jets, 20-1 in the morning line. Louis Philippe Waugh for Dr. Ian Moore. Left quickly in the first elim with Doug McNair steering, and now gets the services of the talented Louis Waugh. Made the most of an efficient trip and looked like a winner for a few seconds, but Captain Optimistic was too strong down the lane, and this one did outrace his 23-1 odds and will be a big price in the final. The 4, Lou Print, 7-5 in the program. Ronnie Wren Jr. for Ron Berg training. This Berg training may have won the easiest elim, but was tested on the lane. Lou has 11 wins and 14 starts and was driven like the best horse. Made one big brush in the backside and was onto the point and was the best down the stretch. Maybe Wren was too casual in the late going because ended up winning by only a head, but the earplugs were never pulled. The 5, Light Up the World, 4-1, James McDonald for conditioner Anthony Beaton. Canada's leading driver, James McDonald, for the first time was steered an elimination winner in the North American Cup final. In the elim, J-Mac didn't get the trip he wanted because he couldn't get near the top of the stack off the gate, but that turned out to be a blessing. Avoided the opening cavalry charge, and then the long shot Man Noakes was revved up, and he helped add to the spicy 53-2 first half, while McDonald bided his time in last place. Down the lane, McDonald angled wide and exploded with a 26-second last panel and drove off to win by 2.5 lengths. The 6, Captain Optimistic, 9-2, Dexter Dunn for Nancy Tactor. Captain Treacherous Colt was parked into the first 10 and was brought up first over on the backstretch. Certainly showed some guts, was the best down the lane and could be a main player, but one has to wonder if the taxiing effort last week won't have a negative effect in the final. The 7, Swingtown, 50-1 in the program. Yannick Jingra for trainer Ron Burke. This is the other Burke entry who finished third, 1 length behind Captain Optimistic last week, and the trip was not a smooth one. Yannick Jingra did manage to get him into the final, left from post 8 and was used hard into a 26-1 opening quarter. Got on the engine and faded down the lane, but didn't collapse altogether, as its last panel went in 26-4. After that tough mile, is now rewarded with post 7 in the final. Hasn't won at Mohawk, but the Burke training did bank over $650,000 last year. The 8, Crack Shot, 6-1, Doug McNair for father Greg McNair. T. McNair entry left in a hurry in the elim, got the top briefly, and was fourth on the rail. Did advance down the lane and finish a beaten second. Doug McNair will need to work a trip to put this one in play, and that seems like a tall task from post 8. But the Butter's Delight 3-year-old has won 7 of 11 at Mohawk. In the 9-horse, Prince Hale Hanover, 8-1. David Miller for Dr. Even Moore. The Moore trainee had a nice trip. David Miller provided one, and almost surprised the chalk Lou Point near the wire in its elim. The issue is that the journey started from the rail that night, and tonight draws the 9-hole. It isn't impossible to win from out here, but it is unlikely. The 10, Mad Noakes, Braxton Boyd, 20-1 long shot. Cameron Capone training does have good speed, but has made only 8 starts. Looked a bit green and not the easiest to handle. Had a rough trip from post 8 in the elim, and will give it its due for qualifying, but post 10 is a huge challenge, and the 20-1 morning line seems flattering. The North American Cup appears to be a great betting race, and I will be back on Saturday on XpressBet.com with the late pick 4 analysis that begins with race 10, the $390,000 Fan Hanover final for 3-year-old fillies. Good luck this weekend.